And welcome back to Ozarks Live. You know, Tom made another trip over to the History Museum on the Square to talk with our good friend John Sellers, because you can never know enough. Take a listen.
Well, I am back at the History Museum, and I'm with the guy who not only knows what is happening, but really has a handle on what has already happened. Of course, John Sellers, and the executive director.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Staying healthy.
Staying healthy.
All right, very good. What are we going to talk about today? Because every time I've been here, it's always something that makes me go, ooh. What do we got?
I thought we'd talk today about something that maybe, possibly, should be, could be close to your heart.
Okay, we're going to talk about cotton?
No, and not mustache wax. Okay. None of that. No, no.
All right.
We're going to talk about where you work.
Color 10.
Color 10.
Okay.
But it wasn't always Color 10.
I know that.
Yeah, it was the very first television station in Springfield.
Okay.
March of 1953 it went on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a different set of call letters, which should be still familiar to you.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. KTTS. This was KTTS television.
Uh-huh.
And it was KTTS television until the 1970s when it changed to KOR. But it came into being because of the work of a man named G. Pearson Ward, who had been in radio here since 1916.
16?
He put a radio station. He was in charge of the Victrola department at Hers.
Okay.
And they started selling radios, but there was no local radio station.
Uh-huh.
So he put a radio station at Hers and put a little antenna on the roof, and so that they could play music and sell people radios.
All right. Yeah. Smart salesperson.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
But looking out ahead with broadcasting, too.
So he was very involved, and then when Hers closed the station, he took the license himself and then ran it as an independent station for a while.
Okay.
Continued to be involved in radio. In 1942, KTTS went on the air as an AM station. Everything was AM then. And went on the air as an AM station in an old house, which was at the corner of Walnut and Jefferson.
Right.
Between the YMCA, it's the vacant lot between the YMCA and the building on the corner that has the gelato place in it.
Yes.
So it was a house there, and the antenna was actually attached and went up with supports through the building and was attached on the roof. And then in 1948, this is how forward-thinking this guy was.
Right.
48, they went on the air as one of the first FM stations in the country.
Oh, okay.
Very, very ahead of his time. And then 5 years later, went on the air with television, all out of this house. The TV studio was in the ballroom on the second floor
of this house. So we're on Division now, but actually started on Walnut and Jefferson.
Right.
Okay.
In an old house with a radio station, television station, everything there in one spot. We have some wonderful pictures of them taking a horse up the grand staircase.
I have seen that one.
To get to the studio upstairs, to talk about something at a rodeo or something.
Do you know whether they were part of CBS then, or were they Dumont?
No, they were CBS, and they also had a co-franchise on ABC. So that they and then KYTV shared the ABC programming. Each one of them had different parts of it.
And that's where it all started.
Yeah, in a house.
That is amazing. And of course, he is, if you know broadcasting in this area, that is the name that surfaces first and foremost.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's amazing.
From selling Victrolas in 1916.
All right, selling Victrolas in 1916 to Ozarks Live today.
Was that the year you were born?
He's not my friend. We just work together.